again.
Hi!
Well, come because I think no, we choose none.
Most importantly, please keep your eyes on your children. And for your own safety, remain in your seat at all times. And keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Our trucks do not stop very often, and the road can be quite rough and bumpy with heavy brush on both sides. This can also make photography difficult, so you may want to take your pictures when your truck is moving slowly or slowly. Better yet, try to enjoy your safari with your own eyes and with family and friends who are on the safari. As you pass by the Safi River near the Eco Reserve, you may notice some of our more adventurous guests exploring the park on foot. This is just one part of
I think it was the wrong spot. We don't know why.
Nobody's. You really? Why?
You know what I'm looking for?
That was what she was saying. She was like, that's what yesterday I was like,
I think Brayden.
Truck and I am really driving, so it can get kind of bumpy sometimes. So make sure you hold on to all those loose belongings, because if you lose anything, we cannot stop to retrieve it. And I can just about guarantee when you get it back later on, it will not be in the same condition that you lost it in. But once we get that solid light, we'll be able to head into the reserve. Using that animal spotting guide right above your head, give me a shout. What do you guys want to see? Elephant, giraffes, zebras, okapi. Alright, you guys haven't had your coffee this morning, that's okay. We're gonna make our way into the little-eyed Surrey forest, home of some very shy creatures. Some of these animals do camouflage really well, so keep your eyes open and wide. See if we can follow. If you take a look out on your right side, there is an okapi. Now the okapi looks like it could be related to the zebra. Maybe he has some zebra pants on. But it's actually not related to the zebra at all. Its closest known relative is the giraffe. We know this because of his skull structure and very long tongue. His tongue is so long he can actually lick his own eyeball. How cool. But the okapi species itself was not found until 1901. That just shows you can find new species almost at any time. Over on your left side is a watering hole. Usually means more animals are near, like the black rhino down there. Black rhinos are the smaller of the rhino species, weighing only about 3,000 pounds. Yes, only 3,000. There's only about 5,000 though left on this planet. That's just due to poaching. Poaching is the hunting for their horns. Some cultures believe that their horns have a majestic value, but they're just like our fingernails and our hair. They're made out of keratin, so they're not very magical at all. So we do want to try and protect them. Now they are unique for their prehensile upper lip, so that means a little bit longer upper lip that allows them to graze and grab from trees. Now they can run pretty fast once they get going, even though they weigh 3,000 pounds. They run about 20 miles per hour. new ecosystem. This new ecosystem is known as the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is more of an aquatic area. It is home to aquatic animals, so that means we need to keep our eyes on the water. That's usually where you'll find them. Now, the Safi River is home to some like Nile hippos, maybe even some pelicans, so keep a lookout. Now, I do ask you to remain seated because sometimes you'll see a hippo on one side, not the other, but even in a spot we can't come to a full and complete stop to. On your right side, you'll see two male hippos down there. They grow to be almost 5,500 pounds. They do not swim. What they do is sink to the bottom of the water and then walk along the bottom of the water. They communicate by wheeze honking. Each and every one of their wheeze honks are unique in their own way. We also see a group of hippos that would be known as a bloat. They're very territorial animals. They're actually one of the most aggressive animals in Africa. They're very protective over their young. And there is a young one in there, so I don't suggest going in there with them. So along with the bloat, we also have a pod, which is a group of pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the color that their backs change during mating season, which of course is a pinkish color. They're known for colonial nesting, meaning that they nest in large groups, while males and females do take care of their nest. Well, it looks like we found the bridge heading out of here, so we're going to head on out of here. We're going to make our way to a more open area. They depend on something else known as their speed. So they must be able to run really fast in order to get away from any predators that could be near. This area is known as the savannas. Now here in the savannas, these animals, they do not camouflage well. It is home to some like the Ankole cattle, giraffe, maybe even a zebra. So we're going to make our way down and see what we can find. Keep a lookout. I don't see anything quite yet. You guys might see something. I'm a little bit shorter up here. You guys are a little bit higher in your seats. Ooh, looks like I see some giraffe and Ankole cattle there. Now the Ankole cattle horns look like they could be really heavy. They're actually not. They're made out of a honeycomb-like structure, which pumps blood vessels through to keep them cool. Looks like there's a giraffe standing really close to the road up there. Now the Ankole cattle's horns look like they could be really heavy, but they're actually not. They're made out of a honeycomb-like structure, which pumps blood vessels through to keep them cool. So they only weigh about 5 to 10 pounds each, not very heavy in comparison to body weights. Now these are Maasai giraffes, we can tell because the pattern on their skin. It is more of a rickety pattern in comparison to the other giraffe species. windborne. They're already about 6 foot tall, but they do grow to be anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall. Very large animals. They actually spend most of their days eating, only about 30 minutes resting. Since they eat so much, they have a purplish blue tongue. This is to protect it from the sun, that way their tongue does not get sunburned. Now, the Ankole cattle you see there, they're also known as Watusi cattle. Some cultures do believe the more cattle you have, the more wealthier you are. So Maasai tribes do try and protect them. Maasai named after that Maasai giraffe. You can see your youngest giraffe right out in the middle there. His name is Humphrey. He's only about a year and a couple months old. He's still got a lot of growing to do to catch up with his dad at about 19 foot tall. Over on your left side is the spotted hyena. Hyenas are only related to those in the hyena species, which would be known as hyenidae. The females do dominate, so highest ranking male is still lower than the lowest ranking female, so girl power. They are nocturnal though, so they do spend most of their days sleeping or resting. And they'll be the most active at night. Ooh, there's a giraffe really close coming up on our left. There's also some sable antelopes chilling back there. Sable antelope with a Harambe Wildlife Reserve emblem. Now the giraffes have the highest blood pressure of all the animals at about 300 over 200. That way they can pump blood all the way to the tippy tops of their heads. And no worries, doesn't hurt their heart. Their heart weighs about 20 pounds by itself. You can also see some small springboks there. Those springboks can spring up 6 foot in the air, nearly 13 foot forward. Kind of where they get their name from, the way they're able to spring around. The springboks will use these termite mounds that you see here to sit on, looking out for any predators, maybe even hiding in between. All the larger animals like those giraffes or the elephants will use them as a scratching post. So it does mean that their heart is nearly concrete. And the termite mounds are made out of dirt and saliva. Now a group of giraffes all together will be known as a tower. So we kind of have a small tower hanging out here. Oh, we'll actually get a really good view of Humphrey right over here. He's about 12 foot tall. Giraffes are actually walking within 15 minutes of birth, running within an hour, just like the wildebeest right behind them. Wildebeest get their name from the Afrikaner name wild beast. It also translates to wild cow. You can see a Patterson eland over on your right side, right at the bush area there. It's the largest antelope on the reserve, standing almost 6 foot tall at the shoulder. Now looking out through the whole savannas, you can see that all of our animals do all the landscaping for us. So the giraffes trim the trees, keeping the trees all about the same height. The antelopes and hoofed animals, like those Ankole cattle, mow the grass because they're grazers. And the largest animal, the elephant, will knock down anything in their pathway. So that's where you'll see some of the knocked down trees from. They are very large animals. They want to make sure they make room for themselves. Speak of knocked down trees, looks like I see some up ahead. So we're going to make our way towards a mandrill hill, see what we can find over here.
What else haven't you seen ever? Alligator? No one's seen that.
Oh, it looks like there's an elephant hanging out on your right side. Male elephants like to stay by themselves. And they do that at about age 15. Because they get a little bit too rowdy in their teenage years, the females will send them away. Now, they'll also create groups called bachelors, which is a group of males, usually about 2 to 4 of them. Their bachelor group will stay near a female group, that way the females can call them over for something like mating. Once they mate, she does send them back on their way. Now, there are some mandrills over on your left side. They're kind of hard to see. They're in the bushes here. They're the largest monkeys and also most colorful. The males weigh about 100 pounds. The females are anywhere from 30 to 40. Females are a little bit smaller. Now, this is about our halfway point through our journey, so just as a reminder, being seated, keeping our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck, we're going to head towards the red clay pits. clay pits are actually used by elephants. Elephants tend to eat large amounts of red clay, and that's going to work as a source of vitamin and mineral for them. So kind of like how we take our vitamins daily, or like we should, the elephants do the same thing. So you can see those tusk marks there. Usually means more elephants are near. Maybe the females, if you look over on your left side. Female elephants stay together throughout their entire lifetime. Stay with their moms, aunts, cousins, and sisters. Female elephants are pregnant for nearly 22 months. Can you imagine that, ladies? Almost 2 full years of pregnancy. They're all kind of like on the, there you go, you can see one right there. Now, female elephants are pregnant for nearly 22 months, but when born, they're already about 150 pounds. They grow to be nearly 15,000 pounds. The males, females are a little bit smaller, right around 12,000 pounds. On our left and right side, you'll see the baobab trees. Baobab trees are leafless 9 months out of the year. They do hold lots of water inside their trunks. The animals, like the elephants or their horned animals, can poke holes in them, drinking the water during the drought seasons. Also making the baobab tree known as the tree of life, or some may call it the upside down tree because it kind of looks upside down. Now they will have leaves on them 3 months out of the year. That's only during the winter seasons of Africa. And see another elephant here on your left. Reaching for that hay there. Just getting herself some lunch, breakfast. Look how cute she is. You also see some flamingos. These are the greater flamingos. They are the tallest of all the flamingo species. Might see a couple of them there, kind of gray or have gray legs as the younger ones. They turn their full pink colors at 18 months old from the shrimp that they eat, which contains beta carotene. And a group of flamingos is known as a flamboyant. Now the little gray ones there, they're kind of gray and white. Those are the younger ones. They are about 6 months old, so they still got a little bit of growing to do, a little bit of pinking to turn. If you wanted to see some lesser flamingos that are a little bit shorter but much pinker in color, they're at the very front of the park. Right in the front of the tree line, there's Stella, our youngest female elephant. She is 6 years old. She'll be 6 in January.
I thought they were saying 60.
Alright, we made our way to the east side of the savannah. I just see a young rhino here. He is 2 years old. He's my very favorite. This is Ranger. They are white rhinos. They are the larger of the rhino species, weighing about 5,000 pounds each. So he's got a little bit of growing to do. His second horn hasn't quite came in yet. Now, white rhinos are not really white. They're muddy. They get their name from a mistranslation. The Swahili word vite, spelled V-I-D-E. That means wide because they do have a wider jaw than the black rhino we saw earlier. Remember, who had the longer upper lip. Now these black rhinos, or white rhinos, they roll around in the mud to cool themselves down. They also use it like a sunscreen or even a bug repellent. Once they roll around in the mud, they do rub up against trees or rocks in order to get the dry or dead skin off. So it kind of works like a spa for them as well. But we're making our way towards big cat territory. Keep a lookout. This is where the cheetahs hang. Now you kind of get harder to see sometimes. They camouflage really well. I do see some coming up. Cheetahs are the fastest running land animals. They have non-retractable claws. That means their claws are always out. Now they can grab the ground and run really fast. Now just because the cheetahs can run so fast does not mean they catch their prey very well. They have low stamina. They get tired in nearly 60 seconds, even though they run 70 miles per hour.
Oh, there.
Crocodiles.
But now we're going to make our way towards the Kopi Rocks, see what we can find over here. The Kopi Rocks is just a group of large rocks. They're used by many different animals. Some we can sit on them looking out for predators, maybe even prey. So we'll keep a lookout and see what we can find up here. Some like the lions like to hang out here, but they are nocturnal animals. That means they spend about 18 hours of their day sleeping or resting. There's also a water buck over on your right side. And back, if you look over your back right shoulder. Water bucks love the water. They spend their days near and around the water. Now keep a lookout on your left side. The lions like to hang out on the rocks here in the morning. You can see the male lion there. His mate can weigh almost 40 pounds by itself. Now the female lion, she actually does all the hunting. They do all their hunting at night. That's because their night vision is 6 times better than a human's. And a lion's roar can be heard up to almost 5 miles away. So if you're staying somewhere close like the Wilderness Lodge, you might hear a lion roaring early in the morning, maybe later in the evening when they're most active. There's also some more white rhinos over there. There's 2 baby white rhinos hanging out. That's Milo and Logan. They are about to turn a year old in October and November. They also have the same father as Rangers. So there's 3 babies, all half siblings. Their father did a lot of work for their species. Pretty proud of him. Look at the other female down there. How cute.
Big time. Gab Frito Paws. Oh, they're probably the freshest.
Alright, we're going to keep on going. We're making our way to the warthogs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animals. They make their burrows going in backwards, using their tusks to protect themselves. They're here on your left side. Right before he lays down, you might be able to see him. Pumbaa. Now, similar to Pumbaa, they're not very foolish. They're very fierce animals. Pumbaa translates to foolish in Swahili. By coming up on your right, you'll see that crash of white rhinos. Crash means group. That's because they can't see very well. They do tend to run into things. Not because they're violent, more because they're clumsy. The 2 babies right over there in the corner. Notice how the babies are kind of off on their own, doing their own thing. With white rhinos, they allow their babies to do that, while with black rhinos, they do not. They must follow right behind mom and do exactly how she says. You can also see ostrich eggs. Those ostrich eggs weigh about 3 pounds each, and they're so dense that a grown man could stand on them and they would not break. Now, not all the ostrich eggs will hatch. Only about half of them will, because only about half of them are fertile, just like regular chicken eggs. Now, we can probably assume those are not fertile eggs because the ostrich aren't around to protect them. They actually stay around and protect any of their fertilized eggs. But we're going to make our way into Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen is the newest part of the reserve, so it is in the works and in the makings. Now here in Magadi Glen, it's home to the warden's post. And the warden, he's been doing some reducing, reusing, recycling, and building. If you come around, you'll see the little Nigerian dwarf goats. Look how cute they are. Now, as cute and playful as they may look, they're very sourceful. They provide a source of milk for a village area. We are village and reserve who work all together as one. If you look closely, you'll see that they have very large tummies. That's because they have 4 stomach chambers inside that will allow them to eat all the undergrowth and growth that the other animals cannot eat. So they can eat and process just about anything they want to. I love them. Now, if you really like those Nigerian dwarf goats, over at Rafiki's Planet Watch, you can actually pet some goats and sheep and even pigs. In order to get over to Rafiki's, you do have to take the Wildlife Express train that you just heard there, which is kind of a backstage tour where you can see the rhino barn, the elephant barn, and get a chance to see some of those animals backstage in their homes. Another cool thing at Rafiki's is the reason I suggest going over there first thing in the morning is when they have their appointments, like their procedures, checkups, whatever they have going on. They have a big glass window, and then a vet tech will walk you through exactly what they're doing. So I was able to see a porcupine get a sonogram, but some guests last week were able to see a mandrill get a checkup. So you might get lucky, like the guests last week, see something really cool if you go over there. Now, Rafiki's is open at 9:30 till 4:30, so they do close a little bit earlier than the rest of the park. We also here in Africa have the Gorilla Falls walking trail. See the gorillas, zebras, naked mole rats, and meerkats. There's also an underwater hippo sanctuary. See the hippos underwater. And then over in Asia, the Maharaja Jungle Trek. See something like tigers, Asian water buffalo, Komodo dragons, and exotic birds. But looks like we made our way back. Start checking those pockets, friends. Checking those rows. Make sure you're not going to leave anything behind. Just as a reminder, my name is Georgia, and yes, I'm from Georgia, and I was your safari truck driver today. In Harambe, we say Quahrini, and that means to go well. So, Quahrini friends, go well, go wild. Have a great day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Don't forget to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And if you're a wilderness explorer, this is truck Simba #1. And my friends on the right hand side, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs are sliding open. Quahrini, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell if you want a notification. Remember to always keep it Disney. Be kind to one another. I'll see you next time, guys.